Want to hear a snippet of a rap song I made?
And smirk on the sun-kissed fields, bare feet giving us dirt-stained heels. Girl, these the muddy shoes got me wanting.
Whoa, pretty good. Hey, what is up, guys? That is Mike, and it's so hot. I don't know if you've noticed. Probably not. Very fragile right now. I'll snap very easily, so don't push me. Anyways, not a big fan of when it's hot because I get sweaty and moist, and I also don't. I smell kind of weird, so I don't like deodorant, but what I do like is cologne. I love cologne. I have Jean Varvatos. Jean Varvatos vintage for the fall and winter.
Calvin Hein, summer eternity for men. For the summer, when it's really hot though.
Yves Saint Laurent for the fall. But I have never found my like smell that I'm just like, oh yeah, I want to smell like that. So I was like, okay, I'll go get some more. So I went to a very fancy store called Macy's. Very bullshit. And there's this huge cologne aisle wall that I've never seen in a Macy's before. It's massive. And there's all these male model pictures everywhere, and they're all in black and white. Their hair is like just and they're all soaking wet, which I'm pretty sure washes away the cologne. Wow, Mike, you really did it this time. You found the cologne like a colonoscopy. Anyways, I walk into Macy's, I go to the left of the store, and my plan is just to go and just do every single one. So I go to the left, and I'm like, boom, here we go, boy, immediately. Hi, my name is Nancy, welcome to Macy's. And I said, hi, Nancy, I'm Michael, thank you for welcoming me to Macy's. That's not neither of our names, but if we dated and we had a couple name and then we had a kid, it would be Mancy's kid, which is pretty close to Macy's, so thank you, but no thank you. She was also probably in her 60s, so I was not that interested. And she ends up showing me all these colognes, and she talked about them so pretty. So this has a hint of orange citrus peel on it with a nice base note that'll really start to come out in the later part of the day, you know, in the cool down period of your day when you're relaxing from work. I was like, wow, you're pretty. She ends up showing me all these different colognes, and then she brings me to one that looks like a gun. It's called, hold on, literally looks like the barrel of a revolver. She shows that to me, she pulls it out, and I'm like, whoa, Nancy, look at this thing. It looks like a pistol. Okay, that literally is a gun. What kind of marketing is that? No one has ever been like, Mike, you smell great, but you know what? I wish you smelled like a smoking revolver. But then she just started showing me all these colognes that came in weird packages. She showed me one that looked like a gold bar, another one that looked like a mannequin standing up, and I was just like, listen, I want something like this that just looks like I know what I'm doing. I don't want people to think I have a Colt 45 on my desk or just a giant gold bar or just a man's body. I want like a little glass jar, maybe one of those things that has a little although usually I see that with women's perfume, but who's to judge? The weirdest part to me was that she goes, okay, great, so which one would you like to buy? And I was like, oh, no, there's like 1,000 more. I have to go look at all those first. And when I said that to her, something just went wrong all of a sudden. She was like, oh, okay. And she walked away. But then I just went like a madman. I grabbed all the clones and I was like, and just smelling them all, and I was sorting them. I was like, this one smells like a beach. This one should go to Slytherin. This one should go to Hufflepuff. And then I hear behind me someone else talking to Nancy, and I was a little jealous at first, but then I got over it because I saw it was another sales associate, and we'll call her Fancy. What's he doing? And Nancy was like, oh, nothing. He's just smelling all the colognes. And she goes, what? And Nancy goes, yeah. He just likes to smell them all, I guess. Why is this a weird concept? I feel like this is not out of the normal. Fancy, though, was not as nice as Nancy, and she goes, oh no, he can't do that. And I could hear her coming over, and I tried to play it cool. I was like, oh, this cologne smells good, and it looks like a gun. And she comes over, and she goes, you need the beans, and shoves a jar of coffee beans into my nose, and is like, smell those. And I was like, that's not really what I'm looking for right now. It's like, no, you idiot, it's for your palate. We need to clear your palate. I could just tell there was a very angry energy around Fancy. So she looks at me and goes, I've been watching you smell these colognes, and that's just not how you decide what cologne you want. But can I help you? What are you looking for? And I said, I'm looking for blah, 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 blah. And she said, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then she proceeded to show me nothing like what I asked for. But then Fancy does the same thing. She goes, okay, out of these colognes that you smelled with me and these ones that you smelled with Fancy, which one will you be purchasing today? And I was like, none, neither, none. And Fancy was like, well, that's not how smelling colognes work. Your nose will get all confused with the scents and you basically are smelling nothing. And I was like, okay, maybe that's true a little bit, but also I can kind of tell like the difference, like the main difference that I don't think I'm gonna mess up. And that ticked off Fancy really bad. And she goes, okay, great. And walks away like very briskly. And I was like, oh God, what happened? And then Fancy comes flying back with a bag and she goes, here you go, Michael. I've gathered some samples for you. You can smell these. Thank you so much. Have a good day. And she like shoved a bag into my chest and it was the same 6 that she showed me. And I was like, okay, this doesn't even help because I wanted to see what the other ones smelled like, but thank you. I'm gonna keep looking. And she was like, no, thank you, Michael. Have a good day. And like motioned to the door and I was like, what? And I grabbed the gun cologne and I was like, listen, Fancy, I'm single. I'm on the market. I'm ready to mingle. I don't want to smell smell like everybody else. Stop showing me the most popular colognes. I don't want to smell like some girl's ex-boyfriend, because then I'm gonna have to say I smell like him, but that's the only thing we have in common. I'm not gonna cheat on you. Oh, and you too, Nancy. And I pulled out the other cologne that looked like a dude, and I was like, you too, Nancy. I don't know what your two game here is, but I'm trying to smell good, and I'm trying to smell unique, and I want to smell like a flower. And some people have been saying that's too feminine, but I don't care, because when I smell a flower outside, I freaking love it. So here's the deal. I'm gonna smell every single one of these colognes. I don't care if my nose is confused. Normally it's confused anyways. I can't even pet a dog without drooling and sneezing, so it doesn't matter. But that's not what I did. What I did instead was I said, is it okay if I keep looking? And she said, we'd prefer you not to. And I said, okay, and I walked out, and I was like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Real quick before you go, I'm going to be posting videos every single Thursday at 10 a.m. I'm not a student anymore. I graduated college, so I'm very professional now. 10 a.m. Thursday, be there or be square.
Peace.
Read what's in your notebook, boy, come on.
Girl, you're a flower with vines twisted from her waist.